thousands of years, most shark species ruled the deep. But the shallows just got a little more crowded. Around the world, reports of sharks moving into shallow water are making headlines.
Shark sighted.
One beach, 2 attacks, 90 minutes apart.
Dude, get off the water!
Great white sightings off the eastern seaboard.
Oh, that's a shark! Experts say that unusually warm water is luring dozens of great whites and hammerheads to the coast.
Now, researchers are looking into the science behind these headlines.
Coming in hot towards the decoy.
Targeting hammerheads and great whites. And using the most advanced shark cage on the planet. They will track sharks in real time and use special low-light cameras to capture shark activity after the sun goes down. Together, they'll work to dispel the hype and reveal the truth behind the shallow water invasion. Right now, one of the largest shark studies in the world is taking place at the remote island of Guadalupe.
So in certain areas of the world, these white sharks can take advantage of the murky, messy water, but here, they really have to take advantage of the depth.
Exactly. They're very smart. Since they know that visibility is great, they remain very close to the bottom in order to ambush the prey.
The waters around Guadalupe Island are not what you would call shallow. Just a few hundred yards from the shore, the depth drops off dramatically. Historically, researchers have found that most adult white sharks spend most of their time hunting at 400 to 900 feet.
The island of Guadalupe is known as a fairly deep water area. It's where these white sharks are found in deep, clear blue water. But what they've found recently is that these sharks are actually moving into shallower water.
For the first time, we have found white sharks very close to the shore, in the shallows.
Over the years, Dr. Mauricio has tagged over 70 sharks. But the data was collected by only 6 receivers located in deep waters around the island. He was only getting a small snapshot of shark activity. So he's now pioneering a tag that tracks sharks in real time.
Oh, there we go. Cool.
And he's discovered something the old deep water receivers could never detect. Sharks are spending time in water less than 60 feet, extremely shallow for the island.
Thanks to technology, now we are getting to know a lot about these animals. But I think that the biggest mystery about the white shark is in the shallows. When do they come? When do they go? Do they stay in specific places? Do they gather? Are they patrolling the area? Are they just resting? We do not know.
60 feet of water may not seem shallow, but it's a huge difference compared to the typical hunting depths scientists have documented in the past. And it fits a pattern seen all over the world. Reports of shallow water sightings have been increasing since 2013. Cape Cod made national headlines, becoming a white shark hotspot. And most recently on the coast of Southern California, the waters around Manhattan Beach were rocked by a visitor from the deep.
Every beachgoer's worst fear, a young man bitten by a great white shark.
Soon after this incident, scientists at Long Beach University began a new study.
So we now know that between May and about October, we'll get these small white sharks, literally no more than 100 yards off the shoreline.
Over the next several years, Chris Lowe and his team will study great white movements along the coast of California.
So some of our new exciting upcoming projects are our use of autonomous underwater vehicles to track tag fish. Using this new technology, we're able to have robots that we can put in the water that will go out and follow and track animals.
Mauricio's brand new tags are giving him similar results, but he's just at the beginning of his study.
Is that the one that you would call
Chuggy? Yeah, that's Chuggy.
Chuggy is a male great white, about 16 feet long, that has an identifying cut on the upper part of his tail. Mauricio has seen him at the island every year since 2006, and recently tracked his movements. Chuggy, like many other great whites around the world, has been patrolling shallow water. Mauricio wants to follow him and catch him in the act, using a self-propelled shark cage called the Explorer.
All right, so today's the day.
Let's do it, man.
I got Chuggy, guys.
The initial plan is to follow a shark like Chuggy as he makes his way towards the shallows. hoping to catch a glimpse of what's drawing great whites close to shore.
Usually when you're around great whites, you're stuck to a shark cage, you can't really go anywhere, and you can only observe what's happening right in front of you. The Explorer allows us to cruise wherever we want and follow the sharks to really see what they're doing when we're not around them.
Mauricio and Grant will follow the Explorer with a chase boat.
Devon, do you copy?
I think it goes down below us.
Okay, beware because the sharks are hunting now.
So look, if you can see a silhouette close to the bottom, over.
Copy that. We're gonna move into the shallows now. Check it out.
Excellent, let us know if you see a shark.
While Devon and the team track Chuggy into the shallows of Guadalupe, on the other side of North America, another shallow water research project is just kicking off.
The great hammerhead is among the largest sharks in the ocean. It gets to a measured 20 feet. Now, if we were to see one of these on the flats, it would be very rare. Every time I turn on a news feed or look at the internet, it seems like there's another story about hammerheads moving into shallow waters time and time again. I'm talking about right up on the beach, like a foot of water.
Hammerheads hunting in shallow water has become a hot topic.
It seems more and more hammerheads are getting close to the Southern California coastline and the people swimming, surfing, kayaking, or boating in these waters.
In 2015, there was a spike in hammerhead sightings near shore, which led to beach closures and communities on edge.
For now, these warning signs will remain posted.
To understand more about why hammerheads come into the shallows, Doc Gruber is teaming up with marine biologist Steve Kajura.
Steve has been witnessing some really incredible behavior from hammerheads, and this is the perfect place to begin this study, showing hammerheads in shallow water in action.
Together, they're using a helicopter to track hammerheads in the shallows of South Florida.
There's a predator right there. Look at that.
Oh, my God. That's a very big shark. You see the hammer?
I do.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful sight. Oh, that's fantastic. Steve, why do you think they're so close to shore like this?
That's where the food is. That's where they are. There's some right adjacent to the beach.
Whoa.
Look at them all right below.
This is a super school of black-tip sharks. Each year, thousands of them flock to the shallows, and Steve believes the hammerheads follow them and hunt them there.
Daikoki, this is Doc. Doc, come back to the Daikoki. Have you been in position where you want us to deploy our lasers? We're right on top of about 2,000 black tips, and there's a hammerhead trying to grab one. It's unbelievable. It'd be good to drop the ROV and see if we get some pictures of this aggregation.
Doc's plan is to deploy RUVs, or remote underwater video surveillance units, to capture footage of the hammerheads hunting in the shallows.
A RUV is like a little surveillance system. And if Dr. Kajura's theory is right, we will get some fantastic video of hammerheads preying on these blacktip sharks.
Here's a hammer. He's about half the size of the shadow of my helicopter, so he's, hey, he's got some size to him. Hold on.
Oh, he's in clear, shallow water. How big is the hammerhead? 12 foot? Is he chasing spinner sharks?
Yeah. Daikoki, the sharks are starting to head right towards you now.
Here comes one. There!
There's thousands of sharks around this northerly one.
The team's RUV captures the hammerhead as it moves into the shallows, just about 200 feet from the shoreline.
The RUV captured this hammerhead, clearly hunting the blacktips. So now we want to see exactly how these hammerheads are using very shallow waters to hunt. So we're heading to the Bahamas to do just that.
While Doc and his team gear up for the next phase, underwater cameraman Devin Massane is searching the shallows of Guadalupe Island for a shark named Chuggy. This dramatic drop-off, known as the Pinnacle, illustrates the underwater landscape that is typical of Guadalupe.
We're coming up on the Pinnacle now. It's awesome.
The sharks that invade the shallows retreat back to the drop-off for many hours of the day.
Okay, be careful. I have seen huge sharks around it.
Whoa, 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 look, 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 look. Look at the size of that
can
one.
see it. We can see it.
Huge. Right there, you can see it. Look, 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 look.
Coming up,
She is really agitated.
Oh, so maybe it's very close to you.
Experts say the unusually warm water is luring dozens of great whites and hammerheads to the coast.
around the world, shallow water shark sightings are dominating the news. Now, two teams are investigating these phenomenons to find the scientific truth behind the headlines by targeting the two largest species to enter the shallows, hammerheads and great whites. Right now, underwater cameraman Devin Massane is tracking Chuggy, a 16-foot great white that has been recently entering the shallows of Guadalupe. But Chuggy has made a 180 back towards the deeper part of the island, and he's not alone.
Whoa, 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 look, 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 look. Look at the size of that one.
See it. We can see it.
Huge. Look, 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 look.
Can you see it, Transmitter?
This guy's huge. No tag. No tag.
Mauricio has never seen this 17-foot great white before. He's a great opportunity for more research.
We are very excited right now because we just saw a big male and I couldn't recognize it. So I think that it's a new shark.
Out of here. This guy looks perfect. We're going to head back to the post.
It's very hard to get the big males, and it's very good to tag new individuals because you get to see the same sharks coming back over and over. So with this, we will know the patterns of these animals. When do they come? We do not know if they are patrolling, if they are socializing with other animals, if they are mating. So now we will be able to see a lot of things that nobody has seen before.
The ultrasonic tags allow Mauricio to follow the great whites in real time. If he can find this new shark, it will give him more data towards unlocking the mystery behind great whites moving into the shallows.
Let's get a bunch of bait in the water, see if we can draw that big male up and get a tag in it.
Okay, let's go.
While the great white team prepares a tag, in the shallows of the Bahamas, Doc Gruber and the Shark Lab have arrived at a hammerhead hotspot.
How you doing, Mike?
Hammerheads are adapted for shallow water. They've evolved in that state. My questions have to do with what their role is. How do they use shallow water to their advantage? What is it about hammerheads that make them so formidable in the shallows?
Doc Gruber is teaming up with Captain Mike Newman, an ocean engineer and dive master who has spent years working with the Shark Lab.
Ah, you brought the ray. We got the decoy.
Yeah, doesn't it look real?
The team has created an eagle ray decoy to study the hammerhead's predation strategy in the shallows.
We first started this hammerhead dive about 10 years ago, but we never focused on feeding ecology, and they wouldn't be here if not for the eagle rays and stingrays.
What we've been seeing in the really shallow water is large amounts of these rays, but also large amounts of these hammerheads coming in. The one thing that we don't have, however, is video footage of it happening.
Great hammerheads in the shallows have been making headlines.
Lifeguards agree this maritime situation is exciting. They're also concerned about public safety.
While many stories document sharks stealing fishermen's catches, there are others that capture them hunting right on the beach.
Big hammerhead, get out the water.
The Shark Lab believes that the hammerheads and bimini are coming into the shallows to attack prey, but they have never captured video of a predation.
We would really like to get video data, clear video photographs of a great hammerhead preying on an eagle ray. We hope that the eagle ray decoy will produce in the great hammerhead shark a feeding response that is stepwise. The approach, the bite, the consumption, and the release.
So we know that these hammers are eating rays.
Yeah.
Hey
Well,
guys, there's a big girl right here.
Oh, already? That's incredible.
Guys, get ready to get your gear on.
With a hungry shark on the scene, This might be the team's best chance to uncover how these sharks use shallow water to their advantage. Using a scooter, Mike will tow the decoy through the water to simulate an eagle ray on the move.
Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly.
All right, decoy looks really good. It's swimming in the water just fine. We're going to keep an eye on the hammerhead and see what it's doing.
All right, keep an eye on it. Keep me posted.
Mike patrols the area with the decoy, hoping to attract the hammer.
Can you guys see the shark from up there? I don't see it anymore.
But it appears the shark is no longer near the boat.
Mike, we do not see the shark anymore.
All right, I think it might be a good time to put the drone up, see if you guys get eyes on it again.
Copy that. We will launch the drone.
The Shark Lab uses a drone to locate the hammer from above.
Drone is going in the air right now.
All right, keep me posted, guys. I don't see anything down here right now.
Chris, do you see it anywhere?
Still not seeing it.
Jack, about 100 yards off the stern.
Right here.
Got her. She is racing in from about 100 yards away.
All right, Mike, we can see the shark again. She's coming right towards the ray. She's looking really interested.
All right, what direction is it coming? Is it coming at me? Is it going alongside me? What's going on? I can't see it.
She's about 50 yards off the port side of our boat.
I'm going to turn the decoy past her. Let me see if you guys can see a reaction from the drone.
Now that the shark has seen the decoy, the team hopes to witness a hammerhead predation in shallow water for the first time.
Mike, she's barreling right at you, straight ahead.
Oh, here she comes. Here she comes.
Mike, she is coming right on you. Right towards the decoy.
Right up my tail. I see her. She's right up my tail.
With their unique head shape, hammerheads have amazing stereoscopic vision, allowing them to see almost 360 degrees with precise depth perception.
She's sniffing at it.
She's interested.
How's it swimming? Is it coming fast?
Coming in hot towards the decoy. Look at him. He's right there. I see him. He's coming over. He's coming right up here. Woo, that was close. Mike, he's coming back at you. Oh, the hammerhead's going right for it. Very, very good.
She's definitely getting fired up.
Oh, she's coming in. Looks like she's about to fight it.
Shark sighted.
One beach, 2 attacks.
A 10-foot great white shark rushed at him.
Across the globe, sharks in shallow waters are creating headlines.
Hammerheads are adapted for shallow water. They've evolved in that state. And knowing that very little is known about them, it's important to understand what their capabilities are. If the Eagle Ray decoy works, I think it can open up a wide field of studies for us.
Look at him. He's right there. I see him. He's coming over. He's coming right up here.
For years, great hammerheads have been found with stingray barbs in their mouths, but the Shark Lab has never captured video data of the actual predation event.
Oh, she's coming in. Looks like she's about to bite it. Mike, she just mashed that decoy. She is really agitated. Looks like she's right on the right wing.
Oh, boy, she just took a wing off. Beautiful.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah. Mike, how are you doing down there? Did you see that?
Oh, that was crazy, guys. That was incredible. She ripped that thing up. I'm going to get out of here before she comes back for me.
All right. We'll be there to get your stuff. Sounds good, man.
When hunting in the shallows, hammerheads reduce vertical space and give prey less chance to escape. They're well adapted to hunt at this depth, and this could be a clue that shallow water behavior isn't new.
Yeah, man, she took that wing clean off. Holy.
The entire Ray decoy sequence was astounding. From our observations, when you go on the flats and chase after a ray, the ray has far less of an ability to escape. If the prey doesn't have the ability to swim 50 feet up, then 30 feet down, then 40 feet to the side, but can only swim 2 or 3 feet up or 10 feet up, that shark's going to have a better shot.
Still got eyes with the drone.
Back in Guadalupe, the Great White team is strategizing how to tag the new shark they've just spotted.
The first step of this expedition is to try to get a transmitter into one of these big white sharks around the island. So what we're going to do is bait them up to the back of the boat, and Mauricio is going to use a pole spear to implant a transmitter without having to catch the shark.
The tag's GPS locator will allow Mauricio to track the shark as it swims between the deep and the shallows.
So right now we're trying to set an ultrasonic transmitter in a white shark in order to follow this shark for as long as possible.
That's awesome.
Mauricio and the team believe that if they can tag a new shark at the island, they could discover behaviors unknown to science until now.
Hey, you guys, the visibility down here is amazing.
They have the best chance of tagging sharks in deeper water.
It's a few hundred feet up, but I can see our first shark. I can see her coming in. She's huge. She's coming in hot, guys. She's coming in fast, fast, fast.
Awesome. We haven't got a visual yet, but we'll be on the lookout. Here's the shark below us.
Hey, you guys, I hate to say it. This shark already has a tag. We might need to wait for another one.
This shark is already part of Mauricio's project, so the team must wait and hope for the new shark they spotted earlier to reappear. To ensure more sharks emerge, they're using bait. It's a trade-off, drawing the great whites close enough to tag.
She's coming straight at me, guys. Coming straight up in the cage right now. Oh, he hit the cage. He hit the cage. Second shark, guys. We got two sharks.
Right under us. Come on your side now.
That's 3 sharks now, guys. 3 white sharks down here. This one is massive. She's huge. It's a male. Repeat, it's a male. It is not a female. It's a male shark.
Okay, there it is.
This large male is the perfect candidate for a tag because he is a new shark that Mauricio has never ID'd before. He is approximately 17 feet long and weighs well over a ton.
The male's a big bully, man. He's scaring every other shark out of the area. He's by far the biggest fighting shark that you've seen out here yet.
Copy, copy. Oh, there's a big shark. Okay, it's coming right up to the bait.
It's coming. Here, it's coming, it's coming.
Keep working the bait, guys. Work the bait, work the bait. He's coming in.
It's coming.
Oh, this is it, this is it.
This is going to be the best chance, guys.
Tag it.
Shark sightings in shallow waters have sparked research projects across the globe.
Big hammerhead, get out the water.
The great whites of Guadalupe were normally thought to hunt at depths of 600 to 1,000 feet. But new ultrasonic tags reveal that they spend significant time in just 60 feet of water, considered extremely shallow for the island.
Okay, it's coming right up to the bait.
It's coming, it's coming.
Freeze up, get ready to tag this one. He's coming up.
It's coming.
This is it, guys. This is it, this is it. This is going to be the best chance, guys.
It's coming, it's coming.
Got it!
You see the transmitter. It fitted perfectly at the base of the dorsal fin.
Good stuff, man. Right on the spot.
That's a big man.
With this tag, the team will track the shark's movements around the island in real time. The hope is that they catch it in the act as it makes a move from the deep into the shallows.
That was a perfect shot.
On the opposite coast of North America, the Shark Lab team uses a drone to search for a hammerhead shark with the last few minutes of daylight.
Earlier today, we did a feeding study with the ray decoy, and the reason it was amazing is because if I were to predict what that hammerhead would do, it did exactly what I expected. Now, we'd like to follow one in and see if we can see any differences in feeding behavior between day and night.
Where's the drone?
We're about 150 meters
Wait, look
away.
at that, look at that, look at that. You see how quick it's moving there?
That's moving
There's a
fast.
darker area. Yeah, that's definitely a fish.
Let's drop. Yeah, no, you can
That's
tell
a
by
good-
the
that's
way
a hammer-
coming.
that's a
That is
hammerhead.
charging in.
Here he comes, he's coming to us. That's a good turn. That's a damn good turn.
How far away is it?
We're 150 meters in that direction. Chris, let's fire up the boat and see if we can get in.
All right, let's get on.
All right. Go, go, go.
This shark is captured on the drone in just 6 feet of water. Hammerheads hunting in the extreme shallows is a major focus of the Shark Lab's research because a large shark recently made headlines when it was caught right off the beach.
A group of young fishermen in Boca Raton, Florida, reeled in a 14-foot hammerhead shark that weighed an estimated 700 pounds.
They may come in at dusk or especially at night and use very, very shallow waters to their advantage. We're just not there to see it.
That hammerhead that's coming in, I can see it. It's racing around just at the edge of the light.
With a large hammerhead near the boat, the team has the perfect opportunity to see if there's any behavioral changes at night. They'll use a stingray decoy again to entice the shark.
Mike, do you copy?
Roger. Am I orientated in the right direction?
To your left, to his left.
To your left, to your left, to your left.
Eagle rays use the shallows to rest during low tide, so Mike buries the decoy to mimic this behavior.
Okay, guys, it's ready. How's it looking up there?
She's coming in from the shadows.
Which direction?
She's coming in from your right.
I got refinery, Roger.
Mike, that shark is on the outskirts of the light, just right along that edge where the shadows are, headed towards you fast. You see it?
She's coming around. She's heading out to the edge of the light now. She's just about out of my view.
Come on, hammerhead.
All right, I got her now. She just came by me.
Oh, she's coming in fast. Should be coming towards you real quick, real quick. You see anything?
She's coming out of the shadow. She's coming straight for it.
She's sneaking around. She's turning quick, turning quick.
Right over top of the right on it. Right on it.
Across the globe, each year brings more sightings of large sharks in shallow waters.
Watch yourself, guys. Watch yourself.
Now, 2 teams of scientists are trying to find out why. And they're learning this behavior may not be new.
You see anything?
She's coming out of the shadow. She's coming straight for it.
She's sneaking around. She's turning quick, turning quick.
Right over top of the right on it. Right on it. Right on it. She's gonna spin right over top of the right. She didn't take the bite, though. She didn't take the bite. She just spun right on it, nudged it.
The hammerhead may rely more on its electrosensitivity when hunting at night, and it may have revealed to her that this ray is only a decoy.
The turning radius of a great hammerhead shark is so impressive. You can see clearly how agile this species is. It swerves and turns and can stop on a dime. When I see this type of swerving and turning, I know it's in a hunting mode.
The more data the Shark Lab gets on hammerheads in the shallows, the more clear it is how well adapted these sharks are to shallow water. Thousands of miles away, the Great White team is starting to draw a similar conclusion.
They are very close to the shore.
The 4 sharks tagged with new ultrasonic transmitters have all followed a similar pattern.
Oh, there we go. Sure.
Leaving the depths to hang out in water considered extremely shallow for Guadalupe. Mauricio and the team are now following a newly tagged male.
That full moon is just like a spotlight in the sky.
Yes.
The ocean's just lit up right now. And I bet you they can see a lot of things under the water.
Yeah, I think that they could see the silhouettes of the seals when they're at the surface. When they're underneath.
Oh, there we go.
They're in front of us.
The team locks onto a signal, and the shark seems to be heading closer to shore in just 60 feet of water.
Is that a shark?
Yeah.
This will be the perfect spot. Let's get the Explorer into the water and see if we can get a shark here in the shallows at night.
Using the Explorer at night is risky. In the darkness, Devin has only seconds to react. But if the team wants to reveal what the sharks are doing in the shallows of Guadalupe,
Let's be careful. Let's try to avoid that the Explorer doesn't bounce a lot.
this is their chance.
Devin. How's it looking down there? What are you guys seeing?
Don't see anything right now. Just a bunch of black. Lots of lights, but just plankton and jellyfish.
Scientists believe spotting white shark hunting activity in the dead of night would be very rare.
You guys picking anything up with the receiver? Don't see anything down here. I'll tell you one thing, dog. It's really creepy.
Go.
Stand by 1 second, Devin.
I have one. It's going to the south.
Hey, Devin, we've got a shark that's about 25 meters.
Meters down and heading towards the south.
Marisa says the shark
Is possibly 65 meters deep.
Now the shark is like 27 meters.
Nothing yet, guys.
It's getting a little bit shallower now.
It seems that it's going right to Twin Canyons. I can see your lag. So maybe it's very close to you. Over. Okay, there's another shark now. Another one.
I imagine these sharks are in hunt mode right now. They're probably using this full moon the same way that the sharks use daylight. Devin, we're getting 2 different transmitter signals. So if you're seeing sharks that don't have transmitters,
Then that's even more than you're looking at. Then there's plenty of sharks stacking up down there right now.
this is amazing. This is exactly what you were saying. The sharks are moving into shallower water at night using the full moon to hunt, it seems. It's amazing to see.
The team captures video data of white sharks aggregating in shallow waters.
It's interesting that we are gathering all the pieces from the puzzle. We are getting to know a lot of things about this animal and the important role that they play in the marine ecosystem.
They can adapt to their environment. They can develop new strategies depending on the local prey items. These sharks are using the clear water and the extra light of the full moon to move into shallower depths and hunt their prey items there.
Sharks have been occupying shallow water and feeding for thousands to millions of years. But these days, we are now seeing it because we have the techniques to photograph and spread the information. And they've always been there. We can actually see them now.
While many behaviors of great whites and hammerheads remain a mystery, one thing is clear. This shallow water invasion has been happening alongside humans for thousands of years. Science is just starting to crack the code.